Hi, welcome to the HFT World Championships here at Balderswood in sunny Nottingham. Although somebody's forgotten to tell the sun. It's a little bit damp and dark. What we've got for you is 2 days of amazing shooting with many different types of shooters, many different classes. We've got open class, 2-2 class, recoiling, ladies, junior, veterans, and for the first time ever, we've got the stick class. We've got some amazing sponsors which you can see behind us, and it is going to be a truly amazing event. Welcome to the HFT World Championships. We're going to go and show you the booking intent, and we're going to introduce you to the lovely people who do all the hard work, or a lot of the hard work, for booking everybody in and getting everybody ready to go. Now, without the booking intent and without the stats, we would have absolutely no competition. Now, on my right, we have the lovely Bridget. Hello. And on her left, the not so lovely Charles Peel.
Kindest thing you said for a while, Gary. Morning.
And it's a fair point. And what Bridget and Charles do is they make sure that everybody's booked in, everybody gets their cards. They are the place that if you've got a problem, you come and speak to them and they will take care of you and point you in the right direction. So without people like this doing the Worlds, we wouldn't have an event. So thank you very much, and we'll get out of your way. Right. Bridget is going to have a go at me in a minute.
Right, we'll try it without the PA system. I've been told I've got a loud enough voice. Hopefully that works well. There's always one or two. So there's a few bits to go through, and I might lose my order, so bear with me. Quick one from my point of view. If anybody wants to do a bit of marshalling tomorrow morning, we could do with a couple of bodies. So if you're not already down for marshalling and you can help us out a bit, it can be a nice simple roll. Don't need to check targets if that helps. Can you let me know? We could just do with a couple more for tomorrow morning. Stick shooters. Where are you? Yeah. We have got some this morning. Okay, so on Bravo, you will get 2 points for target 4. It's a prone only. Yeah, there's no option to shoot it. Automatic 2 points. There is a note on the peg to remind you. And it'll be obvious because you won't see it. Coursers, Alpha will be working on whistles, Bravo will be working on klaxons and loudmouth marshals because it's quite a long course. Direction, right, so just to remind you on this, Kieran's touched on this, these guys have been here all week setting these courses up, checking every target, they've been serviced, they've been checked, they've been lubricated. So really want you all to think about calling that splitter you've just had that you've convinced you've knocked down, yeah? Just accept it's probably a splitter. You're 100%, you still have the right to call, but let's try and keep it to a minimum. The guys have checked it to death.
Well, we're here at the chrono tent, and the chrono tent is a very important place in the HFT course. The chrono tent is an incredibly important place within the HFT course. Every shooter will have to pass through one of these, the LMBR R2A chronograph. This one was supplied by Blackpool Air Rifles. Thank you very much. We do this to make sure that everybody is compliant and that nobody receives an unfair advantage. We also have our klaxon, our pass and fail stamps. And what will happen is our marshals who are currently out on the course, they will call in, say, we need a ceasefire on peg number 3. The chrono marshal will sound the klaxon, 1 blast for a stop, and that way everyone knows to stop shooting. The marshal can then safely cross the firing line and go and check the target. And it might be a case that a target has failed or the string has caught up or you know, a whole multitude of reasons. The marshal will check the target with one of these, a good old-fashioned target checker, and will then deem whether or not the target has failed or whether or not the target is good. He will then come back over the firing line, he'll contact me on the radio, say, I'm good to go on peg number 3, all safe. Just wait for the plane to go. He'll then call the chrono tent and say, I'm safe to go, and we will give 2 blasts on the klaxon, which means that everybody knows all the marshals are back over the firing line and are safe, and then we can continue shooting. These are one of our HFT targets. This is a 50mm, can go out to 25 yards, and this is why a lot of people, they want targets checked. It's not easy to get a tiny pellet through that tiny hole at 25 yards in wind, terrain and elevation. And sometimes they might skim it through and see the paddle move and they'll think, oh, I should have knocked that over, and they'll ask for it to be checked. But that is the life of the chrono tent, and I'm sure we'll be speaking to some marshals later on today. Every marshal who's out on the course will be given 3 things. They'll be given a radio so that they can talk to the chrono tent. They'll be given a high vis, so that identifies them as a marshal. At a standard competition, they might be given a whistle, but today we're using klaxons. And they'll be given one of these, a target checker. They come in many different types. This is a Brian Sampson type. It's quite simple. It's a metal probe that you push in, you hold it up to the kill zone, press the button, and that flies out. So you walk up to this target here, which is a 15mm. You put the probe in the middle of the hole, and that proves that the target is working. If, however, there was an issue with the target, and let's say that was locked up, they would go in and the target wouldn't fall. Many reasons why a target fails can be lead falling down in the hinge. It can be the string getting caught up. But having a target checker and a repeatable way of testing a target is a very important thing for a marshal to be able to do. So that's your basic marshal kit. Yes, ceasefire, target 19, going for a stop. Can we have the name of the shooter, please?
Armitage.
Thank you. Right. So the marshal was called in and we were on a ceasefire. So it's peg 19. Put the name of the shooter down. Armitage. And it's a broken string. So you write the reason down, and that's why we can actually guide whether or not the same people are calling the same targets time and time and time again, and we can spot patterns. If it's a case that certain targets are failing all the time, and we had this many years ago, there was this tiny little bird target and it failed and it failed and it failed. So we finally worked out not to have those on a national course, and it was only by writing down every failure that we spotted that these tiny bird targets were causing so many problems. So keeping information, again, very important. Understood, all cleared, peg 19. Okay, so we've got our cards here. It's got the gun, but the first thing we need to ask is what pellet are you using?
GSB Express.
And do you know what the weight on that is?
987.
Should be. So we've got here Diablo Express 7.87. So the maximum speed you can get is 828 feet per second. So what we'll do is we'll ask the shooter to load. And then we check to make sure he hasn't given the pellet a little squish. That's all good. And now we need to line up the rifle. Okay, so if you could come down, back end down a bit, please. Okay, fire. That didn't register. If you could load another, please. Do you know what? HFT 500s and the chronograph, because of the muzzle blast that you get from that particular muzzle type of muzzle brake, it's yeah.
Right, so load again.
Please.
Not squished it.
Excellent.
In.
Brilliant. Okay, we'll come back a little bit, back end down a bit. Okay, go. 794. So, perfect, thank you. So, we came through at 794. The maximum he could have gone through is 828. So we take our pass, and he's good to go for another day. Right, Mr. Stretton, please. What pellets are you using, sir?
Air arms 8.4s.
8.4, so 800 feet per second. Hmm?
Isn't it arguably a little bit because 8.4s as opposed to 8.44s?
Are they AA Fields?
AA,
Oh, 802, sorry.
802. They are 2 feet per second. It's going to make all the difference.
Look, we've seen your scores, nothing will help. Right. Okay, go. 777, the magic number. And Mr. Stennett, please.
Man's calling a target.
Hmm?
Man's calling a target.
Ah, right, okay.
Yep.
No worries. Okay, pellets are
Air arms Diablo field.
844s?
Yeah.
Oh, 84s? So, yeah, they're the arms. So 840s, so
Yeah.
it'll be 802. I'll be with you in a tick. Right, yep, good. Right, if you could come in. Right, back end down a bit. Go. 758, oh, bit low. Excellent.
So,
I'll put that back to the bottom. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thanks, Gary.
Wonderful. Okay, we're going for a stop. We've got somebody calling a target, which I'm going to go and check. So I'll be away from the chrono for a minute. So we're going for a ceasefire. Right, I'm also covering a couple of the targets. So we're just going to go and check one. And CJ, why don't you come with me? Okay,
We're going to go down.
that's fine.
That was right, innit?
All right, we'll give it a go. No worries. Lots of splits high. Very sorry.
Well, keep on.
No worries. That's what we call in the trade lack of talent. We're all clear on peg 15. I'm just going back to the chrono tent to give 2 blasts. Oh, Greg, do you want to give it 2 blasts on the chrono? As we're walking through the car park, look who we've found, Mr. Dave Ramshead. Dave Ramshead is one of the top shooters we've ever had in HFT. At each World Championships you have the team event, and Team England you've made it what, 13, 14 times?
13 times, 13 consecutive times, which is, yeah, it was good going. It was nice to do at the time, but I didn't qualify last year, so I'm not doing the Team England thing this year.
Dave is one of these truly horrible people that's amazing at HFT, he's amazing at FT. So you're what, FT World Champion?
FT British Champion once. Won a couple of local series,
Yeah.
but and I've done the FT, the combined FT and HFT comps. So
Like the Anglo-European and all of that they had years ago.
the BART competitions, I've won those a couple of times as well, been overall champ. So yeah, I've done all right.
Basically, if you've got to bet your house on someone to win a competition, Dave is the person you want to speak to, and he's also one of the nicest people. But you've taken the year off this year and you've been shooting 2-2?
Well, taken the year off with a health issue,
Okay.
but a very late sort of clearance, and I can come shoot again. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Well, earlier on today I put out a video saying my picks for HFT World Champion for 2023, and I chose either Neil Palmer or Teresa Reid.
Don't do it. Don't pick me.
But now that we're
Don't
seeing
do it.
Dave walking
Don't
through
do
the car
it.
park, there's no way he's going to win. So Dave, good luck for today, and we'll see you out on the course.
Yes, catch up with you soon.
Cheers, mate. Well, we just took our first shot. We managed to kill it. So if on your first shot, it's a good idea, because we know we've got a lot of wind coming. So just look through your scope. Look through your scope, see how much the pellet moved, and then that way you know that on the next peg, if it's the same kind of length, the same kind of wind direction, you know that it's moving X, Y, Z amount of wind. So every time you shoot, use the information you've just learnt. But I'm really happy with that target, and hopefully we'll kill a few more. Good shot. This is clearly a range trap. We've got a nice wide area here, and it's funneling into a narrow point to draw your eye in to make it look further than it is. We've got a squirrel climbing up a tree on an angle. So a good trick here is to find the midway point between that target in here, which is roughly where that branch is. Work out what that is and then double it. But never ever listen to anything that I say. Two on the bump is quite difficult sometimes, that when you've had a couple of misses, and it can become epidemic. So sit down, have a little drink, and then move on. But there's a little bit more wind around than we're giving credit for, so my mistake, read it wrong. So we need to up our game and we need to do a little bit better. Good shot. I like that. Right on the edge. Shot. At last I killed one. Well, earlier on, after doing the chrono myself and checking other people, I'm glad to say that I passed. 775 feet per second. At least this is one thing that I can actually do correctly today. I'll take the one. Unlucky, Ben. Okay, well, we've started off on peg 7 and we killed that, and we've only killed 2 since, so we're having a bit of a rough time. The gun's running beautifully, but I'm not really switching on. That particular target, it was a high target, 20, 21, 22 yards, rifleman's rule because of the angle, and I still came out left. So what we're going to do is I'm going to leave you here, and I'm going to go and just try and get my game head on, because some people are putting some great scores this morning and I really need to switch my game on. So I'm going to love you, I'm going to leave you, and we'll catch you all again at the end of the course and we'll see how I've gone. But so far I think we're 5 down, so I need to drag it back. Well, we're just having a little wander around and we've come across some of our international shooters. We have got from Germany,
Jonas.
from Holland,
Robert.
from Holland.
Jago.
Now, we don't care about the 2 at the end because they're both shooting Virox, but we've got a man shooting a TX200 who's, you know, good man and air on.
Thank you.
So, chaps, I mean, you've been at the Worlds before, haven't
Yeah,
you?
we
many,
have,
many
yes.
times.
Yeah.
How are you finding the new venue?
We haven't seen the range yet.
But we
Yeah,
hope
the-
it will be a challenging course.
Most certainly.
Well, there's a bit of wind.
Mm-hmm.
You can see. It's a beautiful surrounding, so
Absolutely.
that's good. Quite a few Brits.
Yes. Well, 1 or 2.
Well,
No, excellent.
Definitely. I mean, I've never shot in Holland, but obviously we shot the Air Arms International many, many times at Scoutskar in Holland.
yeah.
And I think I might be wrong. Did you come to the Benelux, the
Yeah.
the one, the European,
Yeah.
HFT European? So I say we certainly all have shot with each other
Yeah,
and stuff
absolutely.
like that many,
Some
many
very
times.
warm memories.
Yes. Very warm. I haven't seen Leon today. I don't know what he's doing. I assume
He's on vacation.
No,
He's in England.
He's locked up in a prison,
No,
isn't he, somewhere?
no. He's in England. I think he's shooting full bore, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
sounds like a plan. Well, I say over here at the World Championships, we've got, I say, people from Germany, people from Holland. We've got some Italians, Americans. We've got some South Africans. I mean, it's a truly international event. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I
Thanks,
hope
Gary.
you have a good shoot, and come and
Thank
let
you.
us know how you got on later on today. We'll see you all in a bit. So the international teams are here. We've got 2 members of Team Poland, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce their names. The only one I know is Michael Kerdabelski. So on my left we have got
What?
your name.
Sorry? Mariusz Wiśniewski.
See, I've got no chance of saying that, and
Krzysztof Kowalczyk.
again, no chance.
No, really.
So guys, is this your first World Championships here in the UK?
No, not first time, but we start 4th or 5 May.
Right.
Is it Kermash first, last one Western Park.
Yeah.
That's me. Yeah, and then now is here, second one. Not last one,
Oh, excellent.
will be that one.
I'm already three times.
3 times.
3 times on the World Championships. Yes.
See, it's terrible. I really should remember, but I've got the memory of a goldfish. So, what rifle are you shooting today?
Warfare G400.
LG400.
Yeah, Scorpius Viper, PS2 Gen 1. For me, fantastic. Connect that together. It's really, really brilliant. I think he'll be the top one.
Perfect. And for yourself?
And in UK I have Water 300 and
Yep.
Leopard scope, and in Poland I have Fenver bow with Marsh scope.
Fine work bow with a march. That's
Yes.
it. You didn't fancy bringing that today?
No, because I have water here. So I have 2 rifles, one here and one in Poland.
God, there you go. See, some people have got different wives in different continents. Us shooters, we've got different rifles in different countries.
Yes, exactly.
Just the way to be. Well, gentlemen, I know you're getting ready to shoot this afternoon, so good luck.
Thank you very
And
much.
and I hope you do well.
Thank you very much.
Catch you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, see you later.
See you later.
Look well, look who we've run into. Steve O'Mara, the Chief Marshal for the HFT Worlds. This used to be my jacket.
Not this one, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I mean, me and you were similar in size. This is a role that I held for many, many years, taken over from Badger, who did the first year. But Steve, how are you finding being, this is what, your second year as Chief Marshal for the Worlds?
Second year being a learning curve, and I will say Gary's been extremely helpful with some mentoring.
Not true.
We get issues that come up that you just can't account for, and sometimes people experience of been there, done that. So we've got good people to consult on it. We've had a smoothish couple of seasons. There's always little issues crop up from time to time, but yeah, it's been overall been smooth running.
Yeah, I must admit, you know, it was a wrench for me to give up being Chief Marshal for the Nationals and the Worlds, but the fact that I had Steve to hand it on to, and you've done such a brilliant job of taking on this leviathan of a competition. I see you've got some great people in place, you know, that you've got the team out there and they're out there marshalling all day long. You know, how have you found it? How have you found about rallying the troops and getting them to do what they need to do?
It's quite good if you keep people informed, and what we try and do is make sure at any one time we've got 2 people on any course that are very experienced, backed up with some that might not be as much, and we're careful with what duties those marshals get. The key is that all weekend we've got very experienced Chief Marshal on each course for any one session who are capable of making decisions, which frees up my time to wander around for anything else that crops up. Talk with the marshals, let them know where we've had to change because somebody can't make it.
What he means is he's been to the sausage roll van, he's had a bacon bat, he's had a couple of cups of coffee. Karen, his wife, who we saw on the chronograph last time, brilliant baker. I'm sure she's got like loads of bits and that with her today.
She actually left it out of your view just in case to protect it.
Sounds about right. Well, Steve, you're doing a brilliant job. Thank you so much for all the hard work you've put in. Have a wonderful day, mate. You take care of yourself.
Cheers.